I've started streaming again. Let me be sure that this thing is working the way I want it to. Sorry.
Should I come and check it?
Your voice is entering the stream, Sha. Okay, it's working. Let me be sure that let me share it. Unless you want to feature my stream. So today I want to discuss Evans Gambit. Okay. I don't know if this tournament will still hold. It depends on the tournament. So let's discuss Evans Gambit. Ah, okay. Let me see. Now, this gambit is a very interesting gambit in chess. In chess, gambit is simply when you give up a piece to gain position advantage. So you might not necessarily um, you might not necessarily win the game, or you might win the game, but usually just sacrifice a piece to gain position advantage. Whether it's usually either the pawns or some of the minor pieces like the bishop or so. But here white is making the move to destabilize black. Let's see, how does it start? It starts with a simple Italian game, the Gioco Piano, like we all know. When white develops and you move, you open with your two bishops, all of a sudden white throws in b4. What does b4 aim to do? b4 aims to destabilize black's attack on the f2 pawn. So because normally black is trying to play something as simple as black wants them to play something as simple as or we expect you to maybe castle, okay, and then you want to develop, you try as much as possible to also castle and play something standard and see how it goes. But instead instead white does this. And what does this achieve? What this achieves is that black has two options here. One, either to accept the gambit, which is a very popular line, okay? Accepting the gambit is to capture, okay? Now, don't get me wrong, capturing is not a bad idea. In fact, I prefer to capture because it opens up, it leads to so many fun and interesting variations and so many attacking lines. They played this in the 18th century how um because of how incredibly vast it can be. If black is not prepared, he will lose, and he will not even know how he ended up losing. You have to be very, very um sure of what you are doing. So usually, let me just show you the best moves here. So usually, um, white will try to push the bishop back. The bishop will retreat, and then you try to burst open the center. But now, it is very important for black to note that do not capture the d4 pawn at any point. If you can maintain the loss of capturing this pawn, or because you're like, oh, if I capture this pawn, he captures me, I capture, don't, this is going to be a blunder, or something. He captures me, all those things, I push, we open the game, don't capture this pawn. Don't capture this pawn. So the reason you're not capturing this pawn is that you don't want the center to be open. Given that black already has his bishop eyeing this square, the knight can easily jump in or anyhow, and the rooks once it castles. But for black, you are yet to develop, and your pieces are not really doing much. So you need to focus on development. You need to focus on development for black. It is very, very crucial you focus on development. Now, looking at this, you see that the best move that white usually plays in this instance is, I don't know who is disturbing me, is bishop to b3. Now I'm a queen to b3. What does queen to b3 do? Number one, it threatens to capture this pawn in case you move your bishop at any point. Then it also threatens to capture this pawn, puts another attack on this, and you could be in serious trouble if you don't play it right. So for instance, maybe if you make a careless move like this, right, black is automatically winning. If you make a careless move like this, black is automatically winning because you can then reinforce your attack, and no matter what you do, you will see that black is winning from here. If peradventure, let's throw in a capture, right? Let's throw in a capture. It does not matter how you play it. It does not matter how you play it. You are going to end up losing. So it just gives you a very bad play if you are not careful of what you do. So look at how open black's king is at the center. Why by the end of the day you are seeing that white's pieces, the king is well protected, and once he develops the knight later on the game or anything, once he develops the knight, the rooks will work together, and this is in fact 100% losing for black. Nobody wants to be black at this point. So that's the thing about the Evans Gambit. You have to be very, very careful, especially when black plays queen to b3. So you have to be very, very careful not to be greedy, not to try to move your bishop, all those things, and so on and so forth. Now, what happens if peradventure black decides to move the bishop to this square? Is it still the same thing? You can already see the arrow, but let's not play like the engine. Let's play like 1300, 1400, and so on and so forth. Let's not try to sacrifice pieces, and we know this theory already. Let's not try to let's say, okay, what's the normal intuitive thing to do? Will you be able to capture this and go scot-free? Okay, you can't. That's the simple truth. If black, this is like a trap for white. If you capture this, the engine is telling you that you are completely losing. That it does not matter what you do, your queen is going to get trapped, or you have to give up your bishop. So that's the only way you can escape. So you have to be very, very, very careful of that. In as much as we say, oh, don't move your bishop, don't do this, don't do that. you should be very careful so as to not to blunder in the opening. Let me check. Let me check. Okay. They're currently playing the tournaments. Let me check. Let me stream people. So the most important thing to note as an advanced gambit player is to not capture the D4 pawn. It's quite crucial to not capture this pawn, and every other move from there. Develop your queen first. Why developing your queen? You don't really want this bishop sack. You don't need it at all. You don't need it at all. So please develop your queen first to protect that square. And I love to play it safe. The engine the engine is the engine is all about attack, 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 but it is very, very important to play it safe, especially in the beginning. Now, what happens if they do not retreat this way, right? Because people have proven that this might not even necessarily be the best uh, retreat. Okay, some people prefer retreating all the way back to. Some people prefer retreating all the way back to e7 for the bishop. Some people prefer that, oh, you know what? Let me go back to e7, and they are not wrong. They are not wrong. It is very, very important to note that what does e7 achieve? E7 gives black this square, okay? E7 gives black this square. So when you do something like this, then the knights can come in and attack you. You don't have enough time to start developing your queen, or else you will lose. So e7 gives you that edge. With this, you'll be forced to retreat, and then black can consolidate and make good play. Now, this is considered a very strong opening for this is considered one of the best response for black. So you will see a lot of people retreat their bishop that way instead of the way we looked at initially. But one thing about retreating this way is that even when you do, you are not necessarily losing. You just have to ensure you do not capture the piece. And if you block, you castle everything that white is playing. The most important thing is white will not want to burst open the center. Black also will not want to burst open the center. When you are done developing and everybody is done exhausting their options, you can now open the center. So black has to be very careful with this bishop that is attacking, with the light square bishop attacking the queen in case of maybe a careless move and all that. So that is that. Now let's look at the tournament. Let's see what's going on in the tournament or the arena. Okay. Let's look at what is going on there. We have Green Snake playing Tobinna. Let's look at the game. This should be the top game. Wow. Green Snake lost. Green Snake lost. So for context, Green Snake is 1800. Tobe is 1687. And I think Green Snake did not prepare for the King's Gambit. Let's analyze it. Let's analyze it. So the thing about tournaments like this is if you do not prepare, you most likely not win. Especially if you are meeting someone that is equally strong, or maybe the person is better than you will suffer a lot. If the rating difference is not as good, you will suffer a whole lot. So green snake captured, to be continued. Green snake, just to be sure. Vega is here, but he's not playing the tournament. Why is he not playing the tournament? So most likely because of his network. But the engine is showing me that Vega has good network, so why is not playing tournaments? So this thing is showing me. So I'm coming. So green snake is black. That is Mr. Ola Yele, I think I'm pronouncing it well. So Tobin, which is Tobemi, is white. A green snake retreated. The Tobe continues standard principled opening that we just discussed. So the retreating to e7 is the very best move. Okay, and he captured. To be captured back. Okay, okay, okay. What does the engine say about this? This is the thing about this position. I think people need to understand that when they capture your d4 pawn, you shouldn't necessarily go after it immediately. That's what I was saying before the tournament even started. Just continue development. Okay, continue development, and if black plays something like this, you don't mind, you continue your play. So he'll most likely either defend it and you come back and the game is even. So, or winning for white. White has a better play from here at least. But you shouldn't necessarily capture back. Capturing back is boring. So to be captured back, he's trying to play it. Sorry. He's trying to play it another different way. Okay. Green snake. So green snake played knight to f6. To be responded with knight to c3. Now, knight to c3, the computer is asking you, why are you making this move? Right? Given that you're going to complicate issues for yourself after they play this. Maybe you play this. Okay. So no matter what you do, you're going to end up complicating issues for yourself. So computer is asking you, why are you doing this? It's completely not necessary. They'll be up in development. They have better pawn structure. Okay, they have better pawn structure and they have more pieces than you. So our computer is saying to be developing its knight as a mistake. And d6, you are blocking your bishop. So down is definitely a big mistake. Down is definitely a big mistake. You are blocking your that square bishop that plays a very crucial role in this game, especially a game that the what they call it, the queen side has been completely open. I think like dark square bishop deserves a chance, or else it's just acting as a pawn in this place. I'm not here to review it now, so lots of okay, to be castled. Okay, Oh, I'm not sure even to be prepared for this game, or maybe he forgot his opening preparation. Let's see. Uh, you had all the opportunity. You had all the opportunity with this pawn push. You had all the opportunity. What happens if you push your your bishop? I mean your pawn, and he comes here, right? And the computer is saying that even if you place the best move, okay, computer is saying that even if you place the best move, you still will not be in a comfortable position. The way white pieces are coordinated, the way um you have the two bishops working together and all those things, eyeing this queen, king side pawns, it just gives joy. It's a pleasure to behold for chess players. Like, it's very huge joy. That is why people play the Evans Gambit. Just the beauty of watching your pieces work together in this manner. So that's it. But checkmate was checkmate happened so quick. So I want to see where and how. Okay, okay. Ah! Now this is considered a blunder, and white is completely winning. Why is this considered a blunder? Because if he push you now, you can no longer play this. The reason being that he has his rook here, so the one that worked before will no longer work again. So there is that. If he push you now and you decide to attack, it's still different. It's still different. The computer is saying this, but if you play something like this, okay, what's in it for why? Let me see. Okay, you cannot play this because of the bishop. So you cannot play this because of the bishop. The bishop will defend, and then you are you're almost back to this, depending on how you flow. So, but nonetheless, computer is saying with perfect play, that's a very bad move, because if he does this and you play this, computer is saying that there is no way out. He's doing this to open an attack on this rook, so that's why he's doing this. He's sacrificing this to open an attack on this rook. So if you take, okay, then he can do this, and this will no longer work because it will simply be the beginning of the end, and this is checkmate. So it will no longer work. So that was why computer is saying that from there. So let's watch what they played. Let me go back to evaluating the game. Okay. Okay, he played e6. He played e6, which is very good. Capture, captured back. Wow. 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 He discovered attack here is massive. He discovered attack here is massive. So many. Where you want to start from? Where you want to start from? Like, what happens if you take, sorry, I don't want to try that. What happens if you take and he takes, you see something as brutal as this. This is this is sad. This is sad. You cannot come here because this is sad. So let's leave it. So you definitely not try this. You definitely not try this. So let's check. So it was Toby just capitalized on the fact that uh Green Snake does not know this variation. Green Snake does not know this variation at all. So I'm analyzing in such a way that considering the worst possible moves that the both could play, okay, given their rating and the rest. I don't like looking at what the engine is suggesting. I'm looking at, okay, given their rating, how do they think? How do they see this? Um, so I'm looking at the worst possible moves. Not worst possible moves, at least the human moves that they could make. Let me use it that way. So let me see, let me go back. Let me go back. So I'm taking my time here. I'm supposed to just ouch. Why did Toby blunder his rook? Okay. He thought it was an exchange. Oh no, 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 no. He thought it was an exchange. He was going for, and what are they doing? What are they doing? Okay. Checkmate was unavoidable at the very least. So let's go back. Let's go back to the arena. Let's see what is happening there. Tobemi is winning. I don't think Green Snake has played anyone. So uh-uh. Green Snake is having such a bad tournament to do. It's having such a bad tournament today. Hond is also winning him. I'm supposed I'm supposed to go and I'm supposed to go and watch what is happening. Let's see. Let's see. What did you play with Hond? Let's see. Gambit. Green Snake as black again, right? Hond as white. Just they decided to take with the knight, which is also a bad idea. In fact, black had a very terrible opening. So how did black win? Uh-huh. Okay. Okay. What is happening here? Oh, how did they end up in this position? So many questions. Uh-uh. Green snake is white. Ondo is black. Sorry. Uh-uh. Uh-uh. Ondo is black. Green snake is white. Okay. Let me look at it again. This is a very strong response, actually. People do not usually evaluate this line because it's not a very famous line, but very it's actually very crazy. Me personally say, I would have been caught off guard with this line. That's the honest to God truth. I would have been caught off guard with this line, and I like it. It's very impressive. You see, because Green Snake did not practice, he does not necessarily know the right refutation to this line. But this is good. This is good. Hmm. Hmm. So he's just doing normal standard opening, but with every single move, he's in a bad position. With every single move. Ouch! There's no move, there's no way for him to castle again. And there's this this is ouch, 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 ouch. So this is a blunder. This is a blunder. Computer is saying that you should have just captured this free pawn. Like, I think, is there a checkmate here? I'm not sure. Let me check. Computer is saying if you had captured this pawn, okay. Um, what was the best way for white to respond here? I guess. Okay. Then you castle. Let's see if you castle. Just, I don't think there's any good I don't think there's any way that it ends well. Or even self. Or even self. Just, I don't think there's any way it ends well for white. There's no good ending starts for white. So there is that. Let's look at other games, please. Let's look at other games. I will still take our time to analyze these games, considering the rating difference between Green Snake and Ound. So Tobe is definitely winning this tournament. Green Snake lost 3 games in a row. So Tobe has won the past 4 games. He's definitely winning this tournament. Samson, on the other hand, let's check Samson. I've not checked Samson's game today. Samson won Okamba. Okamba loves to brag. I don't know the problem with Okamba. Okamba loves to brag very much about how he's the next best thing after Magnus Carlsen. But his game, so Okamba is black and Samson is white. Sorry, Okamba is white, Samson is black. Their annotation keeps confusing. They should just write their names so that I'll be sure. Okamba is black, Samson is white. Okamba is white, Samson is black. Okamba is white, Samson is black. So let's start. So, wow, why is everybody playing this refutation? This is the least the reputation that would have come to mind. Even Okamba is capturing with his knight, and this is actually good. This is actually good, but this is not the standard, right? It's not. I don't think people explore this territory at all. So if you are using it, you yourself, you should be prepared for it. You should be prepared for it. Was there any blunder? Let me check if there was any blunder. So the engine is saying it prefers white in this place. I mean, it prefers black. She is my eyes paining me. Did Okabo just give up his uh for what? For what reason exactly? Why did you make this move? Why? Why? What are they? What is happening? Why did Okabo make this move? Okay, so you ended up achieving nothing. Wow. Wow. This is actually fun. This is actually fun. Definitely he lost. Definitely he lost. The, the, the game was sealed before it even began. He lost. It was an honorable thing to resign. Very honorable thing. I don't think I have enough time today to actually explore or analyze games. People have 30 minutes more. People should join in and play the game. You know, one of the reasons we are playing this tournament on Friday was because of the fact that we actually um assume that people will the turnout will not be high. Okay. We assume that the turnout will not be high on Sundays based on okay, people will be going out and all those things on Sundays. But you guys were the ones that said, no, 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 Sunday is the best. Sunday is the best. Now, Sunday is here. People have seen that true. Sunday is not the best. I think I should always stick to my guts. There's a reason I have the highest chest rating, sincerely speaking. I should always stick to my guts because if I did my own analysis and I said, okay, let's stick to so and so day, and it turns out to be that that day gets the highest turnout, then I am right. We have to go back to Fridays. On Fridays, you have less, oh, I'm at work, I'm this, I'm that, I'm the other one. Saturday is completely, is Saturday out of it? Why not Saturday? And we are men, we are mostly men. I don't think that we have any woman here. Saturday is something we can actually look into. We can look into Saturdays. We can look into Saturdays. Let me check. Let me go and review. Let me go and review my guys. Let me review guy. Toby is just flogging people left, right, and center. Toby is dealing with people left, right, and center. Caliban is online. They have not paid him yet. They should pay. There is Okamba. Grey Snake is currently playing something. Let me watch their game again. Okay. So Grey Snake is black. I have to be sure. Grey Snake is black. Something is white. He's losing again. He's really having a bad day today. He's really having a bad day today. So they have the same number of pawns. They have the same number of rooks, knights. But Grey Snake is down a pawn as we're talking now. Because he's you can check him now. You have to be very careful so they not checkmate you. So there's that. You can pin with your no now. I was thinking of you pinning with with your rook. That is I was thinking of rook a1. Okay. You can I think there's checkmate in sides now. I think there is. You have to capture rook. Yup. Yup. There's checkmate in sides. I'm right. Good game. Good game to Mr. Samson. Good game. This checkmate. This checkmate. Very good game, Mr. Samson. I'm impressed. Checkmate. These guys really came out pouring fire and brimstone against. They are welcoming Grey Snake. I think this is a very befitting welcome for Grey Snake today. Not what we are expecting. Let me go and type in the group chat. Sorry, I'm coming. Not what we are expecting. Oh, my baby boo. Oh, sorry. So, this place is getting a little warm, Abby.
Okay, turn it off. I don't mind.
Okay.
I don't want to.
No, I'm on stream. Oh. This is I'm be about on stream. I'm discussing. So,
What's your YouTube?
learn with MC. Toby, 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 Toby is just beating. Toby is beating anybody that has life. No, this guy is crazy. I feel the guy is running. I feel the guy is running. I sincerely feel. Because he's the only person that can match to be madness for madness. Only you can match to be madness for madness. Vega is supposed to come back and play these guys. I don't know what's wrong with him. Which other person's game? Caliban. Caliban played to be. Let me check their game out as well. Let me see what happened. Tobe is white, Caliban is black. Again, Caliban. Oh, God. Dear God. Dear God. God. What is this? What? God. Like, he just, oh my God. Oh my God. He resigned. What is this? Where you want to start from? Ah, ah. Abi, I'm blind, me. What was Tobe's reply? I am dead. Ah, ah. Shane Amino. Why did he do this? Why not this? Why not this? Why? Why not this? Why not capture a free bishop that was literally given to you as a sacrifice or something? What? What was that? Nah, these guys had 2 weeks to train for this position. 2 weeks. 2 weeks, and they come up with this. Um, I am really, really, really angry right now. I feel when Green Snake settles in, he will understand the whole system better. Somebody needs to beat Tobe. Tobe is unstoppable at this point. Let me check. On is one person that has very, like, he used to turn up to win people. Like, the moment only Tobe and this is are currently online, and this game is taking too long. Looks like we'll just end the tournament here. Looks like we'll end the tournament here. We do not have Tobe has already won, so I have ended the tournament. 100% win streak, and so on and so forth. We'll go and discuss in the group chat so that we had Portona today, so I had to. So the average rating sounds indeed well. Sounds indeed well. I think he really lost against Tobe. He beat Akamba and Green Snake. Okay, so he had very great game. I'm really Tobe was on fire today. Oh. Tobe was literally on fire. I mean it. in the most literal sense. Although his opponent self were just doing nonsense throughout the day. His opponent, they were just doing nonsense throughout the day. So thank you guys for tuning in. Let me go and get something. Let me go and get busy with my life. I have so many things to do today. Bye bye. See you guys next week. We will still discuss, or we might, if we have time, we might review the games they played individually. We'll still discuss more on it, and then we'll discuss